These are the recollections of a dozen memes I've curated over the years. I'd like to start with an all-star meme. This one is dubbed the I had to do it to him guy. It stars a young man who went by the username LuckyLuciano17k on Twitter, posting a picture of himself in a fresh outfit he was clearly excited to show off. But I'm afraid that Luciano might have had to change his name to Unlucky after the internet swarmed to tease him over this photo in 2014. It's the classic lesson. No one is safe from being memed, and we should all proceed with caution. Perhaps think twice next time before posting something you think is cool. But I personally believe this image is beautiful and historic. This is what we would call a deep-fried meme. It features Peter Griffin from the long-running TV show Family Guy. It's a standard reaction image of him saying perhaps, but has been purposely edited to look like an image that's been posted and reposted 1,000 times, simulating JPEG decay. It's an ironic meme, and Peter Griffin, like the ogre Shrek, is a popular mascot for said ironic memes. I enjoy a good beater meme from time to time. They speak to the part of me obsessed with late capitalism, that sort of sentiment. I even made a short film 2 years ago about how Seth MacFarlane was late for a flight that turned out to be one of the planes that crashed into the Twin Towers, and how something about that event really altered our timeline and put us into this dark capitalist extreme minimalist nightmare that Family Guy still somehow exists in. The show is currently on its 18th season. When I see this next meme, I'm reminded of how I've been recently replaying Super Mario Sunshine, and it hit me all at once. I had to ask myself as to why I'm replaying this game for the 20th time. It's my favorite childhood game, yes, but it's time to move forward. I and many other people cling to nostalgia as a form of comfort. As of late, I thought I was self-aware during this deep dive into nostalgic content, but enough is enough. I can't just keep recycling through the same 10 to 15 years of my life, because if I do, it will only become more and more spread thin until there's nothing left. It was hard to accept this, and what made me do so was during a play session, I was sitting there getting so mad at the game. It was taking kind of a long time to collect shine sprites, and I was having more trouble with than I expected, and I just wanted it to be easy and go by quick. I had to stop myself and think, well, why am I even replaying this game if I just want to get it over with and move on to the next thing? I finally get a challenge towards the end of the game, which is what I came seeking originally, and here I am complaining about it after dedicating my precious time as an adult to replay it. This is what's referred to as a relatable meme, done so in the popular style of screenshotting a tweet and having the text on the top half and the reaction image on the bottom. We see a joke made about mental health, a very, very popular topic for memes, and has been for the better part of a decade. The joke here is basically having double the depression in the winter, which many of us have experienced in the past. Millennials and Gen Z use these memes as a coping mechanism for depression and anxiety disorders, and it's running so rampant through these generations that it's scarily relatable. I see this as a positive thing. These younger generations have normalized talking openly about mental health problems after witnessing their elders adopt toxic behaviors due to processing these problems improperly. Ah yes, I made this one myself. We see pictured here Porco Rosso and his friend Fio, who he meets on his journey in the film. This is a parody of the friendship ended with Mudasir now Salman is my best friend meme, in which two men are clasping hands just like this as they pose for the camera, and a smaller picture of their poor friend Mudasir is crossed out in the corners below. When I watch Hayao Miyazaki's films, I'm filled with an emotion that doesn't even really have a name. I mean, not in English, at least. It's peacefulness, it's heartfelt, longing for adventure, wanderlust, uncertainty, and fear of missing out all wrapped into one. I almost get a lump in my throat just thinking about it. I would love to live in some beautiful coastal town and meet wonderful people and have happy, laid-back adventures just like in Kiki's Delivery Service. I would love to find myself on a swashbuckling adventure, protecting a girl from pirates and bandits and government agents just like in Castle in the Sky. And just like Porco Rosso, I'd love to spend my summer on the coast of Italy, having an unforgettable time at Hotel Adriano, losing myself in the beauty of it all. And yet, this meme contains none of that. It's just a cheap parody of a popular online image that was originally spread ironically. This chipmunk meme is the sort of meme that seems experimentally absurd on the surface, but once you open it up, you realize it's a phenomenon dubbed "lol so random" for the mid-2000s that's been recycled to be suitable for the youth of today. Throwing out all the rules was a popular form of humor back then when YouTube was in its infancy, and flash websites and niche topic forums still ruled the interwebs. Being random died shortly after it evolved into a tangible personality. Now, I respect this meme for its absurdist intent. It subverts expectations by having two characters from two completely different franchises kiss after arguing about a misheard lyric. The lyric comes from a group called LMFAO from the year 2011, and the fact that the early 2010s are already nostalgic enough to be used for ironic memes makes me feel my age like nothing before. But, alas, life goes on. Bring on the unknown. This one is, well, me. Pictured is a man who is suffering from a condition called irony poisoning, a side effect of 21st century pseudo-nihilism. When you venture deep into the online meme game, you eventually have the urge to become a meme yourself. The execution is often contrived or worked at. In my case, I was once part of a shitposting page, as they're called, on Facebook that was Star Wars themed. Over 100,000 members were in this group. The meme of the week that time was a line from the 7th Star Wars film, The Force Awakens. It's a simple line, tell that to Conja Club, with no inherent comedic value, but that doesn't matter. Anything can be a meme, remember that. I made a bet with the group about getting a certain amount of reacts and likes on a post, and that I would get a tattoo of the phrase tell that to Conja Club tattooed on my body if it made it to the goal amount. Funny at the time, but now it's an obvious exchange of goods. Every like and react comes with its own built-in dopamine release. I ask for a high amount of these reacts. In exchange, I defile myself for their amusement because apparently nothing matters. $50 for the tattoo, a true junkie's exchange. The dopamine kept rolling in for weeks, as the shock of me actually going through with the dare was wild enough to keep me the meme of the week for 2 weeks instead of 1. Talk about a bargain. And here we have an icon, the monkey in the wrench, the fly in the ointment, Harambe. He transcended all current concepts and ideas of how memes function. Harambe was a gorilla killed in May 2016 after a child fell into his enclosure. The world cried out at his passing, some genuine, but others taking the absurdity of the situation to make into a meme. There was something special about Harambe memes. They came in an almost infinite supply. Modern day memes usually have a shelf life of about a month before they go stale, but this one kept on and on and on. Now usually there's a moment in time where a meme has been dead long enough that it can be resurrected for a while in an ironic way, but this happened so many times in a short duration with Harambe that it broke the meme barriers and became the holy meme, a meme that will never grow old. One can dream of coming across a meme such as this again in their lifetime. We shall have to see. For now, Harambe remains in our hearts. Rest in peace. And now we have a template, a sea of opportunities. What a wonderful thought. You could take it in any direction. It's freeing. I believe this is from Godzilla vs. Ebirah, aka the Sea Monster, one of the lower tier Godzilla films. What will take place here? What commentary will be made? Will the template have longevity, or will it be replaced in a month by a similar scenario from another piece of media? Those are the risks involved. I suspect that it could remain popular amongst concentrated groups related to Godzilla, like on Facebook or Reddit, but could lose appeal in other areas. Such is life. To each their own. This meme features a group of males, presumably gangsters, from the way they're all posing with gang signs. The joke is that they're supposed to be, quote, hard as fuck, while saying that they hate something silly or off-brand. It's a very good template. This one goes further than the other versions of this meme by giving out life advice. It reads, fuck nihilism, and normally the bottom portion would read, all my homies hate blank or nihilism, but instead it reads, all my homies recognize the absurdity of life and give it our own meaning, which is tremendous, really. This meme came about at the perfect time in my life. In a previous stage of my existence, the college years some may call them, despite the fact that I only completed one semester, I had fallen into the trappings of pseudo-nihilism. I discussed this with the Tell That to Conja Club photograph, but I'd like to expand on it. Eventually, the act of irony takes a toll on your soul. It cuts to the core. You become exhausted. Eventually, and hopefully you grow out of it, because as you mature, you realize you were silly to put the entire world around you into a black and white frame. Life is beautiful. Life is horrible. Life is pain. Life is confusing. Life is interesting, and life can even be transcendent. Time is a flat circle, and there are pockets of empathy. Moving forward, I challenge myself to think like my future self would, but also remember to see how my past self would as well. You have to see beyond the things you do not understand. Word to the wise, there is no cosmic difference between Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd. In this final meme, this is when you've gone too far. This is when you've lost all sense of humanity, no empathy, no regard for any other human on earth except for yourself. I only show this one now to urge caution. Go outside, touch grass, meet someone new. I pray that no one actually finds this funny and that they just want to impress their friends by laughing. The energy required for us to even host this meme's existence within our reality is unforgivable and a waste. That being said, I think it has to exist. Equivalent exchange, as some might call it. It is what it is. But I've personally had enough of whatever it is. I'm gonna go play more Super Mario Sunshine.